For a country of 1.3 billion people, what should be the strength of the commission? What is the right size? Should it be 350, 500, 1000 or 10,000? Should NHRC have regional offices? When there is a huge caseload, often there are calls for more staff. So these are very, very important questions. Of course, we have now commissions for women, SC, ST, minorities, OBCs, Safai Karamcharis, persons with disabilities, information commissions, and commissions for denotified and nomadic tribes. Many of them have state level commissions as well. Now the commission staff, where are they sourced from? Do they have prior experience in human rights? If a person has worked all his life for human rights in the civil society, can he or she expect to become a CEO of the National Human Rights Commission or a member of the National Human Rights Commission? Today, no, it's not possible. What is the quality of manpower we have in NHRC? Do they have their heart in the right place? Do they have the passion and zeal for human rights work? The reference was made to Batla encounter. The NHRC report on Batla encounter gave a clean check to the police personnel involved in the incident. They haven't even visited the Ajamgarh. They haven't even spoken to the suspects or the members of their families. Without doing a proper homework, they have given a report. And so here, that is why the quality of manpower is extremely important, and that's why they should have an adequate manpower and a quality manpower. If you see the members of the commission, the Protection of Human Rights Act requires that there should be one chairperson and 4 members, out of which 3 are from the judicial background and 2 are from persons with special knowledge and experience in human rights. And who are these persons who get appointed to these 2 persons with special knowledge and experience in human rights? If you see the appointments in the last 10 years, they typically, there's a 1 retired IPS officer, 1 retired Indian Foreign Service officer. Are these, the special knowledge and experience of human rights, is it the sole preserve of IPS or IFS service? What about the academics? What about those who have worked in the civil society? What about lawyers with decades of experience in human rights? It is very important that people from these categories get appointed to the Human Rights Commission and serve on the Human Rights Commission. The appointment process is so opaque. The vacancies are not advertised. They are not placed on the public domain. Nobody knows who are being considered for these posts. And of course, there is a high-level committee headed by the Prime Minister with leaders of opposition from both the houses. Yet, the whole appointment process, the general public do not know who is under consideration in whether that person's human rights record, whether the person's previous work in human rights has been impeccable or not. So it's very extremely important that these questions must be answered, and there should be, for instance, you take Central Information Commission, the representative of the civil society who got appointed and who demitted office recently, that Mr. Sailesh Gandhi, he did tremendous work while being inside the Central Information Commission. At one point of time, the Government of India was trying to subvert the entire legislation, was planning to move amendments, and the Sailesh Gandhi, while being from inside, he documented it and he made sure that the potentially threatening amendments were not brought into reality. So that's why it's extremely important that out of these 5 members, the really genuine members get appointed. The model of 1 chair and plus 4 members, is that really sufficient? Should it be substantially increase it to 11 or even 15? See, why not 2 Supreme Court judges, 3 High Court judges. Why shouldn't we have one member representing the persons with disabilities, one member representing LGBT community, one member representing the women, or several members representing women? So there's an extremely, in a country of 1.3 billion, there is a case for enlarging the size of the commission. When I'm saying enlarging the size of the commission, I mean the full members. The deemed members can undertake all functions excepting individual complaints handling. When I'm asking for expansion of the full members, I have a particular thing in mind. For instance, Gujarat riots. There was a fact-finding mission from NHRC which visited Gujarat soon in 2002, immediately in the aftermath of riots. There was no female member in that fact-finding mission. At the same time, there were victims of sexual assault, victims of rape. They could have deposed freely before the National Human Rights Commission had there been a woman member present in the fact-finding team. It matters a lot. That's why the reference was made to how there's no woman member in the past 10 years. It's an extremely sad situation. There's a need today for enlarging the present size of 5 members, chairperson and 4 members, to nearly 11 or 15. But we do not see momentum coming from within the Commission for amendment of the Protection of Human Rights Act. I don't know what is the reason why there is a reluctance on the part of the present Commission to enlarge it and have more representatives of women, persons with disabilities, and other key stakeholders. Let me come to the general staff. Hiring of generalists in areas that specifically require skilled personnel is a severe drawback that constrains effectiveness and efficiency in the Commission. For example, there is a government servant who is in the Ministry of Commerce, and if he gets posted to the NHRC, he hasn't had any previous education in human rights, he hasn't had any previous work in human rights. It is just another office for him. By the time he familiarizes with the issues, by the time he understands the whole thing, and he's again shifted back. So that's why it's extremely important that nearly 22% of the staff are on deputation from one government department to the NHRC. So it's not a happy situation. And top management of the NHRC has to ensure that it does not become another government department, but it is an organization with a difference. So the Commission today has a deficiency of skills, be it in law division, be it in investigation division or research division, and hence, there is a need for specifically skilled personnel in each of these divisions. Commitment, passion, and urge to work for human rights are important ingredients which must form part of the employees who are selected to serve NHRC. 3 years back, NHRC asked the OP Jindal Global University to study it and do some research and give some recommendations. So I was a part of the team which interacted with the top management of the NHRC, the senior members and the officials. Thereafter, based on this empirical research, we have submitted a report towards greater accessibility and accountability agenda for reform of the National Human Rights Commission. It's a 21-page report. About some 200 recommendations are there for improving each of the divisions of the NHRC. And that has been submitted. Not a single recommendation has been implemented yet in the past 3 years. And I am glad that this public People's Tribunal has been organized. I'm going to hand over a copy of this report to Mr. Harsha and Mr. Matthew, so that they can take it forward. And these are, you can see the lethargy, you can see the complacency. So the human rights are burning matters, and the recommendations which have been made are for greater accessibility, greater accountability of the NHRC. Yes, please.
Can you get that report?
Yes, I have the report and I can get you a copies of that report to you today. So these are 21-page report. All the problems, flaws of the NHRC have been identified based on individual research done by myself, and the specific recommendations have been made, and not a single recommendation has been implemented yet. There is no acknowledgement about, either in the website or in their reports, about this particular contribution. Strangely, there is some reluctance on the part of the NHRC, which itself asked us to do it, and but it doesn't want to own up, it doesn't want to implement. Ms. Shivani is here. There is a reference to a national action plan in that report, and the NHRC tried to draft a national action plan, but for various reasons it got into a cold storage, and we have made a specific recommendation that NHRC must catalyze and see that the national action plan is brought into reality. So I don't want to go into individual recommendations here, but I will leave a copy of this small report with you. And now the second aspect which I am going to focus is on the accessibility. Let's say accessibility for persons with disabilities. For instance, how many of the NHRC's publications are available in Braille? How many of them are available in long print? Do NHRC's officers' visiting cards, are they printed in Braille? What if somebody has a deaf-mute person who can only understand sign language? Is there a sign language interpreter in the NHRC? So these are all at the moment not present, and the NHRC's own website is not accessible for persons who are visually challenged. It's very important, it's high time when an organization calls itself as a National Human Rights Commission, its own website and materials should be accessible to persons with disabilities. I'm just flagging one point. The accessibility may mean different things to different people. For instance, its website, if you see nhrc.nic.in, the materials are available only in English. Though the titles are, there's a transliteration. The titles are available in Hindi, but none of the materials are available in English. All the materials are available in English only, which is a serious drawback. NHRC brings out a Hindi newsletter, which is done on a monthly basis. There's an annual report also is brought out in Hindi. There's an annual journal brought out in Hindi. But rest of the publications should also be available in Hindi and other Indian languages. This is where they can partner with the civil society. This is where they can partner with the State Human Rights Commission